Good morning and welcome to Joy News Interactive. Today we'll be talking security and Ghana Month and also Relationship Friday. I am Apito CBD, but of course I don't roll solo on Fridays. Bernice.
Of course.
How are you?
Good to be here with you.
You're looking just
but you are also
fantastic.
Ghana Month represented, isn't it?
So the first thing on the bill is security and the police shake-up. So, firstly, you know, the robberies have been happening, and then they were just like, you know what? We need to shake up where it needs to be shaken, you know? So now what happened is that the government wants to put military men, well, actually is putting military men on the streets. And I don't know, how do you feel about this?
It's quite a dicey one.
Yeah.
They believe that's the best way to go, but some security analysts think, you know what, bringing policemen onto our streets is actually not ideal. But for many, it could be the end to the numerous robberies we are seeing. I am okay if we get a solution to the problem. If this is going to solve the problem, why not? If it's going to complicate the problem, then we must look at it again. So I'm sure, yes, there was a high-level meeting yesterday chaired by the Vice President, and it was from that meeting we saw all these shake-ups. But you've been talking to some people, right?
Yes, and let's see what they have been saying.
For me, it's good we bring them in, but the number of police, to my suggestion, should not equally be the number of soldiers deployed. If not, I think it's kind of creates a sort of unfavorable environment around us, that unfavorable tension. So I believe, yes, we should do it, but it should be balanced, as in a ratio of 5:1 or 4:1, so that it can at least try and calm down this kind of criminal activities.
It's good they bring the military men to the town, so that it decreases the robbery and the attacks.
For me, I feel really better, because I think that suggestion made by the government is really important. So especially those working alongside the road. Now there are many robbery. So if the government decide on choosing or selecting some of the agents to stand before the road, preventing robberies, I think it's really good recommendation made by the government.
I think that will help limit the robbery and also the corruption in Ghana.
But mestre say enye akra inside nkwa betebeko ekuro no chirechire te se ka soa nom ne ade no, because hona langard ne ade no wo omo bro nipa ginipa ho sika ne ade bebre nti se de wayere ne de eye na esre so se nipa no so kra no se foforo wo ama na oni obetuma to nsa frɛ omo so mbeba beboa omfrɛ omo na omo beboa.
So interesting responses you got there, Mapito. The last gentleman was only suggesting that if we're going to have these military men together with police men on the streets, it shouldn't only be in Accra. He wants to see some of them in Kaswa, where we've been recording some robberies and issues with land guards. So he thinks it's a good initiative, but wants it extended. Also an interesting point raised by the first gentleman you spoke to. For him, he thinks that bring the military men, but don't let them overshadow the
take
police.
Over, yes.
So let's just see that they are complementing, not taking over their work. I think it's an interesting
Which
point.
makes sense, yeah. So we asked you on Facebook, what's your take on this? And we've got comments from Ni, who says the NPP government was formed through insecurity. They said that they don't trust the police, and so they brought people from South Africa to train the young men how to handle guns and assault the pillars of government. Unfortunately, some educated, let's see if we can get more of that, some educated who lack intelligence in this country openly supported this act. All right, and then let's go to Nana Achempong, who says Mr. Mosquito and his NDC are behind all these armed robbery thing.
Why would you want to say that? I think that sometimes people get quite emotional. The first person who put up that post may have a point, because prior to the elections there were issues about offering security to candidates at that time, and we had a candidate Akufo-Addo at that time. You know, there were issues that we are not too comfortable with the police. Okay, we'll provide him our own security, so he does have a point. But blaming the NDC for this, I think it's too extreme. We must watch what we say sometimes when some of these things come up. We need to find a solution to this, and that's what the whole conversation around this with hashtag Protect Us is all about. But there's some more comments, Mapito.
And let's see. So Idrisi Al-Hassan says, I think the IGP is trying to protect his dignity, but I tell you, it's too late. And Al-Hassan Kiriga says, I no see any good shake-up self. Pensioners occupying the position whilst vibrant guards like Kofi Boachi and the rest who can help.
Pensioner? No, what I mean, these are not pensioners. Yes. And today, during the newspaper review on Joy FM, Raymond made a good point that security must be placed in the hands of a police service, a certain system. So when you have everybody mention one particular name, yes, he's good, everybody accepts that he's done great stuff, but should it be the case that an entire nation's security is placed in the hands of one person? Or should we all be comfortable knowing that we have a system that works?
And remember, the hashtag is hashtag Protect Us. But you know, I've been saying hashtag Protect Us, but we should also try and protect ourselves.
Most definitely. Yes. While we do that, while we call on authorities to do what they have to do, we also have to do ours. That's a responsibility we can't run away from. And as it said, policing is a shared responsibility. We have a role to play, they have their role to play. We've been asking that question on Facebook about what ways you think you can help in fighting crime as a citizen. We've got some interesting responses there, quite a number. But Peter, let's just see while we try to scroll to the top. All right, there we have it. Let's start from Nuabete,
who says it's very hard and scary because sometimes you provide them with information and they end up leaving the suspect and they'll come around threatening you. But what we want to know is that what can you do as a person to help fight crime? And Lawrence says when you go to foreign countries they detect crime, but here in our country we wait for crimes to happen. And Benjamin Kojo says by praying so the politicians can stop. Okay. And Kwesi Mensa says the joint operation needs to do a sweep at day and night, and some areas at nightclubs. They'll get a lot of people who are not supposed to be in this country and criminals. And Kweku says duties of citizen in 1992 Constitution says what you see something, we think it is only policemen who can arrest or protect. No, please read Article 41 IGNK. Okay, let's see if we can get suggestions. David says only Ghana police, you hire a car for them and go catch up your crime. And Kwame Favor says how can citizens help when you're already envious on one another's success?
Interesting point he raises here. But Mapito, with the comments we've seen so far, people seem to have, like I mentioned earlier, a certain apathy, dissatisfaction. Do I feel safe tipping the police as a citizen? There seems to be a certain perception that the police have lost it, that the police can't protect us. So when someone sees crime, they would rather stay in their room. I wouldn't give any policeman any tip. I don't know who this robber is linked to. I don't know who knows that person. There seems to be a certain perception but that the crime is highly organized, and I cannot tell if this person knows your uncle or that uncle and that other uncle, and will eventually come and get me for saying that, oh, I know Mapito is a thief and she lives here and there.
But then by keeping quiet, aren't you helping the criminals? Is my thing.
So it's
50-50. Yeah,
there needs to be a balance. So it's like the perception with corruption. Okay, there's a certain perception about the police that the police themselves must work at dealing with, so that they can regain that trust they've lost from a lot of people. Do you get my point?
I get it.
Then we can begin to build that, issue of, let me be comfortable going to the police. Somebody says, I won't call the police. They don't have a car. They don't have a car.
Which is...
But in that instance, you may want to ask, to whose benefit anyway is it if I can support the police with my car?
But then tomorrow, you might not have a car. Somebody else, good karma. I believe in karma. So what you do, you'll get back. So if I'm like, okay, he doesn't have a car, let me take him around. Tomorrow I might be, at the mercy of criminals, and then what happens?
Someone else will not want to give their car.
No, or someone else might want to give me their car because karma.
Anyway, you have a point, but there's more to discuss here on Joy News Interactive. We have Ghana Month to talk about, and then also our Relationship Friday. You want to stay with us? We'll be back in a minute. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make us great and strong. I love Ghana, but do you? It's Ghana Month, Mapito. Now you're a sister, so
you see, I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing well.
I'm
saying, yeah, Ghana Month, you better local language. Why?
Oh, krakra.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, nyamiado.
You see, I'm getting there.
Oh yeah, you're getting there. You're doing well.
So, Bernice, what does Ghana Month mean to you?
Ghana Month means a lot. In March we remember our independence, and that's on the 6th of March every month. But here on Multimedia, we try to extend the celebration to the whole month, where we place a lot of emphasis on our values, our tradition, culture in terms of what we wear, what we eat, what's unique to us. It's fun for me because for many people they get to learn a lot about us through Ghana Month. So we broadcast to other parts of the world, so we definitely are shining Ghana to the continent and to the rest of the world. It's just a fun month for me, and great also to remember who we are. Yes, because as a people, if you forget who you are and where you're coming from, you clearly cannot define where you're going.
Yeah. Oh wow. Hey, come on. So we asked the people on Facebook, what does Ghana Month mean to them? And some of the few comments we got. Let's see if we can get those comments on what Ghana Month means to them. Emmanuel says, month of free
fun ice.
Fun ice. Fun ice.
Yeah.
Okay, after supervising my school at the parade grounds. And Jaguar says, Ghana Get Month. Hey, I never knew. Politicians Month, where I know is much in Ghana. Okay. And Wisdom says, okay, let's see what, not Wisdom. Kwabena says, absolutely
nothing.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
He actually thinks that when Ghana gets serious, citizens will also get serious. He thinks lazy thinkers.
But then Ghana is its citizens.
And that's why, like Maps, I was saying that Ghana Month for me is a time where we have an assessment of who we are. It includes everything. Okay, could we have been in a better position if we had taken some steps early on as a country? Okay, so this is where we are.
Yeah.
Have we made certain mistakes? How do we correct them? So it's holistic. We're
so
not
where
only
do we go
looking
from
at
here?
Food, dressing, and all that. Yeah, that's good, but it's also a time for reflection and assessment.
So let's see if we can get more of the comments. And
Simon says,
a month in which Ghana gains independence, or is it a month where Ghana was free from its colonial masters? And Kubu says, only corruption in Ghana I know from Independence Day. And Oliver says, a day Ghana walk with the head.
And someone thinks it's another wasteful month. And Mapito, in South Africa, how do you celebrate independence?
With lots of food.
Food.
Do you have food?
Do you have a parade? Do you have students going to a certain ground to march and all that?
Usually depends. Maybe the president will give some sort of speech, and there'll be a gathering of celebration, colors, the flag, the national anthem will be sung. So it depends. Yeah, it really depends. But I know at home we've got braai stand. I'll explain to you what a braai stand is. But we do a braai and we just eat Brovos rolls and yeah, man.
You know why I'm asking that? Recently, I've seen comments from people on social media asking that we don't celebrate our independence. For them, there's nothing to celebrate. And some people have actually started a campaign. They're saying the money you're going to use to get those kids, the school children, at that Independence Square, the Black Star Square, to march, the money you're going to spend on that whole organization can be put into something else. And until we achieve a Ghana we are all comfortable with, there's nothing worth celebrating. And that's what some people think. But we also put on Facebook what you love about Ghana. And there are a lot of interesting comments there. I've told you what I love about Ghana. It's up there. We'll quickly go up and bring that to you. But what do you love about Ghana, Mapito? You're not Ghanaian, so I think that you also may be a more honest answer from someone who's not native. Who's not a native.
Yeah.
What do you love about Ghana?
Let's see, the clothes, the colors. Like that's one thing that drives me insane. Like I am crazy about the colors. You know, like something like this. Look at what you're wearing. You look gorgeous. You know, back at home, half of the time you wouldn't see someone wearing a traditional outfit going to work. And it's quite sad. You know, we only do it when there's a party or there's a celebration. But you're at work and you dressed so wonderfully. Come on. You know what?
Thank
if we
you.
had a studio audience, I would ask them to give you a round of applause.
I'm sure some people are applauding at home. Like, you're also looking good.
And maybe a bit of the food. So
what's your favorite?
What's my favorite? Fufu.
Oh, so you'll be at the fufu party.
I'll be at the fufu party.
On the 7th
I
of March.
will be pounding.
Yeah, Mapito will be pounding, but I'll be doing the driving because, you know, she's got more muscles up there than I do. But you need to see us because that's on the 7th of March right here at Multimedia. That's the Atum Fufu party. But Gabriel has been saying that he likes everything about Ghana, Mapito, except corruption and the current state of insecurity.
And Joseph says, when countries gain independence, some went into agriculture, some went to ICT, some decided to industrialize. But when we gained independence, we went into fasting and prayers, hoping for everything to happen by chance. Okay, and let's see what others say. Evidence says, Ghana is a nice country, but full of jokers.
He's not the only person who's raised that point. I remember some time ago, Pastor Ben Sotabo, he raised some concerns. Said, we like laughing at everything in this country. Everything is funny, you know. But sometimes you actually need to take a pause and actually consider everything that's happening. So as Ghana Mount, expect more from us. We've got nice programming from you right here at Joy News Interactive. You'll be seeing some new elements. We'll be introducing them next week, so don't worry. We've got something that you would love and enjoy. But it's a Friday, Mapito.
And you know what we bring you? Yes.
Relationship Friday. What's the topic today?
So what is that one trait you look for in a partner?
Are you asking
I'm
me?
asking you.
No, it's Joy News Interactive.
No, but let me ask you first. Just one.
God-fearing.
God-fearing. Okay.
Because you're giving me one to choose, but I have a couple.
Okay, no, but I'm giving you one. God fearing. That's it. And then let's see what they said on Facebook. Michael Page said, "All right, okay, thank you." And Mark Alom says, "My wife must be a very good cook who's ready to help me to become one." Oh, that's very nice. But most important thing I want in my wife is character, not beauty, period. And Kodro Sam says, "My wife must be a good cook." So, you know, people like their food. We need someone to take care of us. And Asari says, character, good cook, nice body, and beauty is out, but fair color is okay. And Valanya says, "I love a lady who's black and beautiful and fat."
It's interesting that black and beautiful came after Asari, who just said he wanted a fair looking one. But talking about good cook, Maps, we've been having a certain debate in this country in past weeks about whose responsibility is really to cook at home, the woman or the man. And we had some feminists and feminist groups come out to say, you know what, cooking is actually a life skill.
Yeah.
We should all develop it. Shouldn't be restricted to a gender. So it's just interesting that the men are looking for wives who can cook well.
But I like the other comments that said, who can teach me?
Exactly.
Who can teach me to cook, you know? So, I don't know.
But what are you looking for?
What am I looking for? Hardworking, ambitious.
You've got more than, you said one. You restricted me to one, so stay with one.
Hardworking. Yes.
So you're not sure?
No, hardworking. It's not top 1, but top 5 is hardworking.
Okay. And so what's top 1? What's on top of the list? You don't want to say it.
I don't want to say it.
I'll spare you for today, but I'll find a way to get it. All right. And well, that'll be all for this edition of Joy News Interactive. But I've got something I want to show you quickly. It's Mapito, here in Ghana, in the early days, there was this program on GTV called Cantata. And it was a favorite for many. I remember leaving church, and it was the one thing you want to watch. But there's an actress, Grace Omabo, who's come out to say it was poorly produced, and she thinks that, no, she actually says that if she had the power, she would never have aired it. And this is a program we all loved. A lot of people are unhappy about it, but for those of you who don't know what Cantata is, I've just got this video to show you. We put something together shortly for you to understand and appreciate what Cantata is. We'll end our show today with that particular video. Mapito.
Yes, and remember, 6th of March, full party. So you must come see
That's
Bernice
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah, 6th of March to full party. We will be pounding and pounding. So do come and join us. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Were some of the actors in Cantata there? Sorry, I'm not able to bring you that particular video. I'll do that some other time, but thanks for your company here on Joy News Interactive. Do enjoy the rest of your day.